The Cold War was a period of political, military, and economic tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union from 1945 to the early 1990s. This era, distinguished by ideological struggles rather than direct military warfare, was a confrontation between capitalism, embodied by the United States, and communism, represented by the Soviet Union. The roots of the Cold War lay in these ideological differences. Post-World War II, the Soviet occupation of Eastern Europe, coupled with the West's fear of communism's spread, fueled the rivalry. The subsequent arms race during the 1950s and 1960s placed the world on a precarious edge, with the US and the Soviet Union amassing nuclear arsenals. Events like the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 demonstrated the reality of potential nuclear conflict. This arms race forced nations to allocate substantial resources toward military advancement, perpetuating global tension. Ordinary people's lives were significantly affected by these global dynamics. Europe was a stark representation of division, with the Berlin Wall symbolizing the political and social divide between Eastern and Western Europe. The imposition of restrictions on freedoms was commonplace, as governments on both sides maneuvered for control over their populations. In Asia, the ideological rivalry manifested through conflicts in Korea and Vietnam. The Korean War, 1950 to 1953, exemplified how local disputes were globally influenced, leading to Korea's bifurcation into North and South, aligned with opposing superpower ideologies. Vietnam became a theater of war against French colonialism, followed by American intervention, underscoring the clash between capitalism and communism. Amidst this, the Cold War also shaped social movements, particularly in the US and Western Europe. The 1960s anti-war movements represented a significant pushback against military interventions such as the Vietnam War, reflecting broader desires for peace. The arts and culture closely echoed the era's prevailing anxieties, with creators and thinkers interpreting and portraying the widespread fears and tensions of war. The 1980s saw a shift with Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev's introduction of policies like perestroika and glasnost, which began transforming the Soviet political landscape. These changes, alongside the pressure from Eastern European nations seeking democratic reforms, culminated in the symbolic fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989. This event marked the disintegration of communism across Eastern Europe and the Cold War's conclusion. Despite its end, the Cold War's legacy continues to reverberate through today's international relations and geopolitical dynamics. This period is integral to understanding superpowers' interactions and their lasting impact on global affairs. It remains a critical chapter in world history, offering insights into both past and ongoing global interactions.